The purpose of the Big Society Innovation Bank is not to fund some activities which will run for a year and then stop. It's to fund activities that are so exciting and compelling that their beneficiaries and stakeholders want to see them continue to sustain and scale beyond the life of the funding. So the task for any applicant is to think from day one, what will it take to generate that level of support and passion among the people that you work with to help you to sustain and grow your project. Applicants need to show what the council is going to get for its investment in their project. They need to put together a business case in as compelling and clear a way as they can that show that the benefits of their project outweigh the costs.
This is Echo Romeo 69, which is the volunteer response group for London Ambulance Service based at Barnet. This car is manned by volunteers such as myself. I'm the team leader here. We are basically guys that have got an interest in first aid and have attended and passed specific first aid courses run by London Ambulance Service and given additional training that's not available to the public. The volunteer response group is a pretty new thing. There's been community responders for some time, which essentially are members of the public who are on call, sitting there in their front room, if you like, with a bleep system and an amount of equipment. The difference with us is, although we've had similar training, but it surpasses what they've had, we respond on blues and twos throughout the entire borough. We carry some specialised equipment on there, so a defibrillator, I guess would be the main one that we need to be aware of. All the equipment stored in the boot in a specially constructed cage, so it's safe and good for transport because we carry oxygen on board as well. The idea will really be that we will get there as quickly and as safely as we can, assess what the situation is, do the first medical response in terms of get in there, ascertain the situation, treat as necessary, stabilise it, try and promote recovery of that patient. And then the truck will turn up with the other guys who will always have a paramedic with them, and we will work hand in hand and take the necessary steps to help that person.
Once you've got your idea, you've got a proposition about what could make things better in Barnet, you need to test it out. You need to get the feedback of the people who'll be most critical to the success of that idea. So who are the stakeholders you need to say yes? Who are the people you're trying to help? Because they are the real authority on whether this is going to be a powerful idea. You need to get their feedback. Now the worst kind of feedback is, yes, that's fantastic. It'll make you feel better, but it tells you nothing about what's really working in your idea, what's really of value.
The project arose from an initiative by the council 6 years ago to try and find a way of handing over responsibility for managing allotment sites to the allotment communities who occupy them. It was clear to us, though, that the allotment societies would have the challenge of raising their game as managers in order to take on those responsibilities successfully. When the Big Society Innovation Bank was announced, it occurred to us that we could seek a grant in order to obtain, in effect, professional expertise to help the allotment societies with that job.
Well, my name's Andrew Brown and I'm currently working about half-time for about a year for the London Borough Barnet Federation of Allotment and Horticultural Societies. We could see that the societies varied enormously in their capacity to actually take on self-management. Some of them, the Finchley Horticultural Society, for example, which runs this allotment site, has existed as a society with nearly all of the self-management responsibilities for some considerable decades. But other sites are directly managed by the council and barely have a society at all. So the role wasn't just, as it were, to tell people how to put up fences. It's also about how to run an organisation, how to put it together and make it work.
I think one of the key tips for bidders is to be clear about what you want to do and how you want to do it. Inevitably, with some proposals, it starts as an idea, it starts with an aim, but bolting that down into clear objectives, testable objectives, which makes sense as a strategy as well, and makes sense in terms of the activities with which you can underpin that strategy. I think that's absolutely crucial. if you know what you want to do, you can convince other people it's worthwhile. If you don't know what you want to do, then it's not so easy.
If I was to suggest 3 things for applicants to remember in putting together their proposal, it would simply be to be as compelling as you can about why your project is important, to think as carefully as you can about how you're going to achieve what you want to achieve, and then just to be as specific and concrete as you can about what you're going to do and when you're going to do it.